Hi everyone, good morning. I'll be showing you how I make my hibiscus drink, popularly known as Zobo in Nigeria. And today I'll be making a sugar-free version because when we make it in Nigeria, we boil the sorrel leaves or the hibiscus leaves, and then you add flavoring and sugar to sweeten it up. But today I'm going to be doing this for those who are health conscious, those who think they're trying to reduce their sugar content, and I'm going to try as much as possible to make use of natural ingredients. I would be showing the natural ingredients towards the end and at the beginning of this video. So I have in this pot 1 cup of dried hibiscus flower leaves. I don't know if you can see that. So I usually do 1 cup to about 4 to 5 liters of water. And I also have pineapple that has been diced and it's been sitting in this water, and I'm just going to blend that up later. And then I have ginger. This is about 50 grams of ginger, fresh ginger. Also I have cloves. Yeah, there you go. I've got cloves, and I have 1/3 cup of dates. It's pita dates, so the seeds has been removed. So I'll be blending that up. So that's going to be my sweetener. So if you want your drink sweeter than this, you can increase the amount of dates you add or increase the amount of pineapples that you'll be using. I also chopped up my apples, so this is about 3.5 apples, and this is the sweet variety. So I think this is ambrosia, either ambrosia or pink lady, I can't really remember. I tossed out the bags that it came in, so I chopped them and I have them here. And I also have my pineapple slices. So the pineapple slices and the apple chunks would act as my flavor or my flavoring, if you may, instead of me having to use pineapple essence or pineapple extract or pineapple flavoring. So what I'll do right now is I would I would fill up my blender bowl with the ingredients I intend to blend. Give me a quick second. And I'll do that. I'm going to blend that up and just show you how. So I'm starting with the pineapples that are already cut into chunks. So I'm blending it, and like I said, this is half of a big pineapple. Next in line would be my ginger. So I'm just going to move this guy to the side. Did you know that you could actually peel your ginger using spoon without having to use knife? So you just run the spoon across the ginger. So when you peel with your spoon, you tend to just peel off the skin without any ginger coming off with it. It takes a little getting used to because it's not as fast as when you would use your knife. So I like the taste of ginger and cloves especially. I like the taste of them in my drink because it gives it that spicy kick that you wouldn't get if you were drinking regular hibiscus tea from the tea bags. And you can get sorrel leaves online on Amazon, or you could also check Bulk Barn. They carry sorrel leaves. And in case you're not aware, this leaf is very good for blood circulation. It's so you can see I've peeled all the skin of the ginger out, and all I could get out of it using my spoon was the peel without having to lose any ginger. I'll do that for my second guy right here. So normally before I decided to do the natural method, I usually boiled my sorrel leaves with ginger and I add sugar towards the end. That's after sieving it out. But now that I'm using dates, I know calorie wise it's going to be very good, and then it shouldn't have any effect on your blood glucose levels. And to be honest, hibiscus drink is way healthier than drinking even the so-called fruit juice and soda or pop or soft drinks like we call it back in Nigeria. So I'm just going to rinse this again and slice it into my blender. So because my blender is going to blend it all into a smooth paste, I won't have to cut it into little chunks. I'm just going to cut it into bigger chunks. Trying to see if you can see my hands. Please be mindful of when you're slicing your ginger so you don't rub your hands over your eyes because they can be very hot. So next in line is my dates. Like I said, you can always increase this, but for me, I'm just using 1/4. I'm sorry, 1/3 cup of dates. And next I'll be adding my cloves. So I would be adding 1/2 tablespoon of cloves to this guys I'm blending, and then a little bit of water to help my blender through the blending process. So I'm just adding 3/4 cups of water into my blender, and I'm going to blend all this into a smooth puree, and then I'm just going to pour it into the pot. So now I've blended that into a puree. See, so that's the dates, the ginger, and the pineapple, as well as the cloves. I'm just going to rinse my sorrel leaves here and add water. So I'll be filling up my pot with water, and like I said, I use 1 cup to about 4 to 5 liters of water because when it boils, the hibiscus leaves, they release like, I won't say, it's like a deep red hue, and the more leaves you add to the pot to boil from the onset, the deeper the color of your drink would be. So right now I've rinsed the leaves, and I added water to the pot. So first things first, I'll be adding my cloves. I love cloves in the drink. So remember, I blended 1/2 tablespoon with my mix. But right now I'm going to be putting 1 full teaspoon of cloves because that's how much I like it. And if you want your drink deeper, you can always increase the quantity of what you add. Then next I'll be adding my pineapple peels. Ensure you're getting organic pineapples so you don't add pesticides to your drink or residue of pesticides to your drink. Next I'll pour in my mix, which is pineapple, ginger, dates, and what's the last thing? Cloves, yeah. and then I'll have to rinse in the blender. So this is a good drink for summer, and kids usually love it. And if you're not on any health and if you're not on any health thingy, or you don't really care whether it's sweet or not, or you don't care about, you know, taking in sugar, please feel free to add sugar. I think you can also add honey, but if you're adding honey to it, I would advise that you boil it without the honey, and then when you've drained out, because right now when this is boiled, I would have to sieve it out with a mesh strainer to get all the leaves, so I have like just simply drink. So if you're adding honey to it, you should boil it plain without the honey, and then when your drink is lukewarm, you add your honey to it, and then it's going to give it a slightly different taste from adding sugar. And as well, if you're adding sugar, you should also add it at the end, like once you've sieved this out of the pot. So now I'm adding my chunks of apples. And when you're adding apples, when you're using apples, please try to use the sweet variety, not the tart ones, because that would also affect the end result of your drink. So now that I've added this, I'm going to bring it to boil. Once it is boiled, I would leave it to sit till cool before I start to strain and bottle. And there it is. So see you when it starts to boil. Hey guys, so the hibiscus drink has started to boil. You can see my apples have changed color. So I'm just going to leave it to boil for about another 5 minutes before I strain it out to extract the drink from the leaves and all the other additions I've added to it. So at this point, after sieving, you should taste to see if it's sweet enough. If it's not, then you can increase it to the level of sweetness you want. So it's that easy, it's that simple. It's as good as boiling water, just that you added other things to it. I'm just going to cover it for another while and leave it to burn. Did I say burn? Leave it to boil. Okay, bye. So this has been boiling for another 6 minutes. So I'm just going to turn off the heat and leave it to settle and to get warm before I sieve everything out. And then after sieving, I'm going to put in bottles and place in the fridge. So it's best served when chilled. And you could choose to, so if you're trying to serve it on the rocks or you're trying to add ice, I would usually advise that you make your drink more concentrated than this. So instead of using 1 cup to about 4 liters of water, you could use 1 cup to say 2 liters, and then you down it with the ice, but every other thing remains the same, because you know when you add ice, it tends to water down whatever you add to it. So that's it there, guys. So I'm just gonna wait for this to cool, and then I would strain with a mesh strainer, and this is the strainer I will be using to strain it out. All right, bye now.